All right, so here's my first attempt at tanning a hide. Now what I have here, it's just a coyote tail. This was given to me by a friend of mine, a trapper friend of mine, because I wanted to try this process. So he gave me a coyote tail to make for my daughter. So the first thing that I have to do is soak the tail. So I have the tail in water, and if you see here, you can see how it is, how he skinned it, which is awesome, right up the middle. Okay, you can see that right up there. So this apparently is going to soften this up a little bit, so I can, the next step after letting this soak is going to be pinning it and putting salt on it. So, but this has to soak for a while. So we're going to leave that in the bucket of water. So that is step one of tanning. Okay, it's been a couple hours, been a few hours here. I'm going to take the tail out of the water. It's pretty soaked here. You can see the inside there, all the way down. So we're just going to dry this off. It's funny how quick the hair looks like it's dried. It's soaking wet. So I'm just going to separate this a little nice here before I put it on a piece of wood. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I'm going to take that. Okay, the next part of the process, as you can see I have it all open here. I have it on a board because I was going to pin it so it stayed open, but it's kind of just staying open. Really good job here. You can see all the way down to the very bottom to the tip of the tail. So what the next step is in here is to add the salt. So you can use any table salt apparently. So I'm using iodized sea salt. So basically what I'm going to do here is open this up, and then I'm just going to pour it on there. See? And then all the way to the bottom. Sorry, I'm trying to do this with both my hands, and I'm not ambidextrous by any means. So I got some salt there now. I'm just going to massage it in there a bit. And then this is going to draw out any water and grease and oils apparently from the skin. I'm just going to rub that in there a little bit. And then I'm going to put some more on. And then we have to let it dry. So I'll put a little bit more on here. And I will leave that be all the way to the tip of the tail. All right, now we wait. Okay, so what I've done here is I let the salt sit overnight, and then it said that I had to wash it. So, and it said to use Dawn dish soap. So I'm using Dawn dish soap to wash the tail. Okay, so what I was told to do here too is to pull this apart. Now I think I'm supposed to wait till it's dry, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to rinse this off and get all the salt and grease out of the fur now, all the way down, all the way down the tail. No more salt left on there. Down there. So I'll just rinse it off, fluff her up. Alright, that's it. Okay, so now that the tail is all dry, we washed it with Dawn dish soap, and the tail is all dry, what we have to do is stretch the hide. Okay, so if you look really close, when I pull it, you'll see those white fractions in there. See how it's turning white? So you want to pull it to open up the skin. And we're going to do this before we apply the orange bottle of the tanning solution. So we're going to work this down the tail. And the one video I watched with this, somebody was doing this to a rabbit, and he actually pulled it in half. So I think you just want to cause a bit of white. See how it's all turning that white compared to that fleshy color in the middle? So we just gotta pull it through here all the way down. And this, like, apparently too will help absorb the tanning oil. So I'm going to work on this for a little bit more while we have our tanning oil heating up. But you can already see it's all white here. So I'm going to work a little bit more in the middle. Try to get it to this color while the tanning oil's there. See how nice that is? While the tanning oil heats up. So I'm going to work on this for a couple more seconds. Okay, so here's just the orange bottle that my trapper friend gave me. So following the directions on that, I just let it sit in some boiling water. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just pour just a bit of this orange on here. And just try to get a little bit on there. There we go. And then I got the gloves on because I saw a video and another person had worn gloves while doing this. So basically what I have to do here is really massage this oil. It does kind of smell like orange juice. The guy that I was watching said it smelled like orange juice. It does kind of smell like it. But anyway, I really want to rub it in, especially around the edges here. Just make it nice. And then once I get this all rubbed in, all up here. Okay, what I want to do again, from my trapper friend, he told me just to give it a little pull. Again, trying to get as much of that oil in that as possible. So just pulling it a bit. And then, as per the instructions, I'm going to fold it onto itself. Okay. And now we let that sit and let that completely dry. So we'll check this in probably maybe in about 4 or 5 hours. Okay, here's the finished product of my coyote tail. It's very soft in here. It's very, very smooth. So I think it was a success. Pretty happy with it. Looking forward to trying some more stuff out. So it's nice and soft and movable around. It's not stiff anymore. So, finished product. There we are. My first coyote tail.